Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of a prepared mind. And a lot of people send me pictures, or videos, or even just an email, okay? And if you'd like to do so, my email's in the description box below, okay? So this first picture comes from a community member in California. And wow, this picture was taken in Sacramento. That screams in volume. No kidding. Look. Now, here's a picture that was sent to me from a community member, and it is from a food bank, and they're asking for help. It's a picture from Second Harvest Food Bank, and they feed South Louisiana. And this picture that I'm going to put up for you is of their refrigerated warehouse, which is just about empty. Okay. And it's going, they said, we're going into the holidays. Our warehouses are more than half empty. Large retailers, manufacturers, and the USDA, they donate most of the food that they distribute to those who need it. But due to supply chain issues, they have been unable to come through, and they're asking for help. They feed more than 375,000 people who struggle with food insecurity in their community. And the website is nohunger.org. So here is the picture. Okay. So this story was sent to me, and this community member said, you'll find it funny, especially because you're a prepper. And I'm like, oh boy, okay. And this was a thread, I believe, on Reddit. And it says, hello. With all that's going on, we have stocked up on supplies, including some canned goods I ordered a few weeks ago. 30 cans of beans, 10 are black beans, 10 are kidney beans, 10 are pink beans. Also, I ordered 15 cans of chickpeas. I thought this is a reasonable amount of beans and chickpeas to have every now and then, and would last us for quite some time. However, last night I opened up the cabinet because I wanted to make a vegetarian chili using 2 cans of beans, but all of the beans were gone. What the heck? I asked my girlfriend, and she told me that she buried all the beans in the woods. At first I thought she was joking, but she explained no, that she had buried the beans in the woods. I asked her to explain, and she told me that she was afraid if things get bad, we might have to worry about looters and whatever, and that the beans would be in danger of being stolen. I said I thought this was completely ridiculous and unlikely, and she became angry at me, and she said she's protecting the beans. Okay. According to her logic, the beans are safely buried in the woods behind our apartment complex, and if we ever need some beans, she will go to the stash and dig up a can or two, but would prefer if we save them all if things get worse. I said, why only bury the beans? Why not bury our more valuable items? She said the canned food was most valuable for long-term means, and that since we get fresh food in our online grocery deliveries, it would make sense to continue to stockpile beans. She intends to go bury more beans in the woods every week. This was too insane for me, and I got very upset. I demanded to know where the beans were buried, and she refused to tell me. She said if I knew, she was afraid I would dig them up. I said, damn right I would. She said, I will never jeopardize the beans. Okay. I crossed the line and said she was out of her mind. She stormed away. We have not talked since last night. I think it's completely ridiculous to bury the beans in the woods. And I want to find them and dig them up. But apparently my girlfriend is taking this very seriously. How can I convince her to tell me where the beans are? And do you think I should convince her to get therapy or something? Or should I break up with her? I'm so confused. Is this normal for a girlfriend to bury beans or otherwise hide them? My girlfriend buried the beans in the woods and will not tell me where they are. Oh my God. How do you... Well, first of all, she buried them in like a cache, like a 5-gallon bucket, or did she just bury the cans of beans? I don't get it. Because the cans themselves, they're not going to withstand. Okay. My brain hurts from that. So, anyway, moving on. This community member said, I got a lot of potatoes recently. My first haul was red potatoes, which I've already used, dehydrated, canned, and also shared. Stores had a lot of potatoes for sale for 5 and 10 pound bags, but whenever a potato started to go bad in the bag, the bags of potatoes were thrown away. I brought some home, even more russet potatoes that were shown here recently. I've already shared at least 35 pounds of bags, and we'll be sharing more. I will also be canning potatoes in the future for future use. Even have 2 of the deep drawers in my fridge filled. I had to deal with opening bags of potatoes with rotten potato in them and then having the good ones. But look at some of what my efforts produced. Wow, that's a lot of potatoes. Okay, guys, so here's another plant up in smoke, and it's a flower plant, not flower, but flower, Flour. Here, look at this.
I heard sirens. They called for mutual aid. There's some other agencies that responded.
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God.
And here's an email from a community member. She said, I can't stop thinking about this warning, the measles warning I got from the children's cabinet. So I started to go down some rabbit holes. You too, huh? She said, I'm just concerned where this is going. I just thought it was interesting how they're doing studies on the correlation with the arm ticket in children and the C19, and how the measles act the same as the C19, and so the MMR basically covers the C19 It's almost as if they were using this as an excuse as why it's not affecting children like adults, and the low numbers and the symptoms being very mild. I've always questioned that from the start, why the children's underdeveloped immune systems would they almost be immune to it. I always questioned that too. You know, while we were all getting sick, none of the kids ever got it, you know. But not every other virus, and I run a daycare, so don't even get me started on the spread of germs. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I get it. I've seen it all in the past 27 years. It never made sense, and they didn't have a real explanation. So I'm sitting here thinking, hasn't basically the majority of adults in the U.S. gotten their MMRs? Yeah, I would think, you know, especially if we were born in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yeah, it was, you know, normal thing. And why weren't we covered with it back then when it came to the, I don't know. You know, because I even questioned my husband. I said, is there any way we could find out if we were, you know, immunized for the measles? Is there, is there a way that we can find out if we were? And what is the reason for picking measles as the imminent global threat? Anyway, why measles? They say kids are behind on their immunizations because of the C-19 and the lockdowns. But why just that disease? And by the way, no one single one of my children enrolled are behind on the immunizations. They haven't been this whole pandemic, and there were no barriers, not in my area or state, but Minnesota has the highest breakout of measles right now. Really? That's interesting. Are they going to claim the measles or the MMR does cover C-19, but we will spin some BS that we need extra coverage? They've been pushing the booster, huh? Am I missing something? Not understanding something? My head is spinning. I think we all are. I think all of our heads are spinning with this. You know, especially with those of us that still have kids in school and stuff like that, you know. None of us truly understand what's going on yet. And yeah, why measles? Why, you know, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And I don't think any of us will truly ever understand it. So this community member, she wrote in, and she's in Burbank, California, and she said, I just watched a high-speed chase of a young kid who stole a Lexus and drove it really far. He was followed by police, bailed out of the car, and then started running on foot. He began to approach all the cars, trying to get the drivers out of their cars. So please tell everyone, if you are out in your car, always keep your car doors locked, head on a swivel. He was a young kid. I'll tell you, what is society coming to? I'm serious. You know, with mine, I hover. What are you doing? I want to know every single second of what you are doing. Everything. I don't care if I am intruding. What are you doing? You know, I don't care how old you think you are. What are you doing? You know what I mean? It's, you know, I got a 12-year-old in there. She's having a sleepover right now. You know, what are you doing? I want to see. You know what I mean? It's just how I am. Because I don't care. I don't care if you feel, I don't care. I don't care. You know, you're in my house. I don't care. You know, just that's just what kind of a parent I am, you know. So this community member, she wrote in, and she's been doing some canning, and she said, I got 2 turkeys on sale for $15 and canned them up, and just when I thought I could catch my breath, ground beef went on sale for $1.89 a pound. Oh, wow, nice. So she said she'll be canning that up on Saturday because I have to harvest and can collards and turnips. Beautiful. I love it. And before I go, so someone got trigger happy with their cell phone and took lots of pictures of their Dollar General. So here you go. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.